So as you can see on screen right now, this is my clip from Instagram where I unlocked Diamond for the launchers in Call of Duty Vanguard. I'm going to talk about what I enjoyed, ranking the launchers, and just is Diamond worth it? So without further ado, let's get into today's video. What's going on, my fellow troops? My name is Xavvo and welcome back to a brand new video. So today I'm going to be talking about Diamond on the launches in Call of Duty Vanguard, as you saw from the intro. Now before we get into today's video, I heard that a whopping 97.2% of you are not subscribed to this channel and are watching my videos. So by any chance, if you are not subscribed and you're seeing this, be sure to subscribe right now. And if you don't know what I upload around here, basically I upload tutorials, topic, news, rambly videos, anything. Could be literally me just talking about something I've unlocked. So if that's of any interest to you, please do consider subscribing with the notice on, and it really helps me out. It lets you know when my latest video is uploaded, and yeah. But other than that, let's get into today's video. So honestly, I think that the launchers are kind of overlooked as a weapon class. I think either people assume that if you're using it, you're just probably a noob, and other things such as like, oh, they're going to be very daunting to use, they're very difficult because they're like, from all the past entries we've had recently in Call of Duty, the launchers have been so ridiculously tedious and painful to use. But I can tell you from my own experience that it's really simple in this game, and I think there's a multitude of different reasons for that. Now, the first thing being that they did actually cut the number of camos in half compared to the previous years. So Cold War already had 35 camos per camo grind. That's just simply because I don't know if they ran out of time, but they just didn't have much camos in that game. But if we're talking about Modern Warfare 2019, there was 100 camos regardless if it was a primary, secondary, didn't matter what it was always 100 camos. But in this game, what I think they did really well was they decided to make 50 camos for melees and for launchers, which is absolutely fantastic. Another great thing they did with this was they made it so that you don't have to level up your melees or your launchers. So your launchers are already level 1 and that's max level basically. So that was really fun to have no worry about leveling up the launchers, because I think that was one of the main things about Modern Warfare. People didn't just want the camo grind done, they wanted to max out all their weapons. So maxing out a launcher, which took probably level 40, 30, I can't remember how long it took. It was just honestly painful, and in this game, not having to do that was a lot of burden taken off, so that was really good. And I think a major thing that they did well was they made the hitbox big in this game for UAVs and other airstreaks. So instead of having to get it really precise because of how small the UAVs are in the sky, they made it so that even if it quite literally by physics didn't make any contact with the plane, and it was, let's say, like a millimeter off, and it would still class as blowing up the UAV. And I think that was great. I think as well as it makes no sense, who cares? It's a video game, for fuck's sake. It was more fun, and I think it made hitting UAVs more satisfying. I want to say, as an experience in general, I think the reason it was so slow at the start, because I did take a while on the launchers at the very start of this game, I was not adjusted to doing launchers again in a multiplayer experience. I hadn't had to do that since Modern Warfare. If you don't know, I never did the Cold War multiplayer's camo grind, which was DM Ultra. I did Dark Ether grind in the zombies, so I only ever had to hit AIs with launchers. So compared to that, this was definitely a throwback to Modern Warfare styled camo grinding. And it was definitely something that I was trying to get back into and get used to. And as well as that, the camo challenges were just majorly different this year. They weren't just like regular sort of challenges. This year, they asked that you did 3 launches in a game multiple times. It was definitely a lot more fun than I thought. And I got, as I played the game and I got used to using them on and off, I think the speed started to ramp up quite a lot, honestly. So Diamond was actually rather fun. So now let's talk about ranking these things. So I'm going to say the best one to use is the Panzerfaust. Now, honestly, this is surprising because had this patch not have been implemented, like back whenever they fixed the Panzerfaust, this would have been the worst, because the Panzerfaust, if you didn't know, if you didn't buy the game at the start, a lot of people didn't, never bought Vanguard because they were skeptical and they just were hearing bad things about the game, or they just weren't interested and they wanted to save their money. But for anyone who didn't buy Vanguard at the start, basically the Panzerfaust was absolutely just broken to shit. Long shots, you couldn't hit them unless they were direct impact kills. And as for like the streaks, getting kill streaks was so difficult because they wouldn't even meet a UAV. The range was just not capable of reaching a UAV at that time. For whatever reason, I don't know why that was a thing, but Sledgehammer hadn't developed these things to reach UAVs in multiplayer, even though they asked you to do a great sum of destructions to kill streaks. So I was really glad that they fixed that, because now I deem it probably the best. It's the most easiest to maneuver with. It's very quick. The Panzerfaust is just so satisfying to use in all schemes of the game, whether it's kill streaks, killing players, whatever it may be. It's just very accurate at all times, which makes it a solid launcher. That's probably why you're going to see a lot of people in your game running around with it and blowing you up, because it's just the best. But next, I think I'm going to put the M1 Bazooka in second. The reason I put this one next is because it had a very fine iron sight, and all you had to do was really measure from the outside of the iron sight's edge to the UAV by just a decent amount, and you got used to that pattern very simply. It was very accurate. It shot straight up in a line, so you couldn't go wrong with it. There wasn't any sort of like higher aiming that you had to do. You could just aim straight in front of it and it would hit all the time, and it was just really fun. And I'm gonna put the Panzerschreck in third only because of its weird iron sight being like a big square. So you had this big square and you had to aim very particularly inside of this box to hit it, but generally overall very similar to the M1 Bazooka. And then I'm gonna put the Mark 11 launcher in last. And honestly, this placement surprised me myself. I was very disappointed when I came to using this. I was thinking, you know, I'll go top to bottom like I always do, but hopefully the bottom one will be the best because it's the Mark 11 launcher. It's a grenade launcher, right? That's going to be so fun. And it honestly wasn't as fun as I thought. Because it's a grenade launcher, it has a fall-off range, so it's really not that fun to use as I thought it would be. It generally makes landing kills a little more tedious, and because you can't go for airstreaks, that's also a big bummer for this weapon, because honestly, I have to say, the best part of using these launchers was doing the airstreaks, taking the airstreaks out of the air, because they were so satisfying to do. That's honestly one of the main reasons I had a blast using this category, I guess, for weapons. So to not have that sort of ability with this grenade launcher did suck, and it meant I have to go after more dogs and other sort of ground streaks, which kind of sucks. And yeah, I guess as well, just, I don't know, destroying loads of equipment wasn't very fun, especially when people would always shoot you before you could actually react, and it really wasn't that fun to use the Mark 11 launcher. But now we're going to talk about Diamond. Is it worth it? And I'm going to tell you straight off the bat, it really is. And aside camo grinding, you know, obviously I'm going to say it's worth it for camo grinding because it's, you know, you need to do it if you want to get atomic, but it is so worth it for a weapon class because honestly, I think it paid off more than the rest of them, because although they take no skill to use, I'm going to put that out there, no skill to use, they're just so fun, but they take so long to do. And I think having them done and having full coverage of the diamond camo is just a win-win. You don't see that very often with all the other weapon classes, so for it to cover the whole thing is just really good. And I just want to say anyway, like, I think it really pays off because after practically sacrificing your credibility in-game, you know, people thinking, is this guy even good? Is he just shit? You know, I think after all that, you know, it feels good to get it out of the way with. So it was worth it. Yeah, I'd say it was very much worth it. And yeah, so that's all I have to really say. That's Diamond Launchers. I had a lot of fun with it, honestly. So thank you everyone for watching. If you did enjoy, be sure to smash a like on this video, and it really goes a long way. It lets me know that you enjoyed the video, and it lets YouTube know this video is enjoyed by the audience. And I guess if you have watched this far without skipping any parts of the video, be sure to comment boom, because what do rockets do when they land? they fucking explode. So comment boom in the comment section to let me know you've watched this far. And yeah, it really helps out a lot. But anyway, other than that, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Bye, guys.